In today's dynamic business environment, the IT outsourcing landscape is changing. There are new markets, new management practices, new requirements, and ever-growing challenges. Companies want vendors to be partners, to drive innovation, to share their vision and industry experience, and to support them in driving their business forward. As customers, they want to be happy with their vendors. At Endava, this is in our DNA. Hi, I'm Wana, and my job is to monitor how happy we make our customers. In fact, they call me the Happy Customer Manager. We know we are only as good as our people. Luckily, our people are exceptional, which definitely makes my job a lot easier. But you don't have to take my word for it. Here is George, one of our agilistas.
We are a flexible organization, and working with distributed teams is the backbone for delivering to both enterprise and smaller businesses. I believe these are core principles of our delivery approach team, which we did not call by accident the Endava adaptive model. Because the real magic happens when everyone in that team is focused on understanding that client context and adapts the approach, the methodology, everything to that. We are more than just coders, and one of the things we really love is innovation. Here is Bradley in our London office, and he can talk to us about what innovation means for Endava.
Innovation springs from constantly asking ourselves, what can we do that is different to improve our clients' products and services? Innovation is an ongoing process that involves everybody across Endava. With greater understanding industry trends, we have Endava Labs, where we produce cutting-edge prototypes, proof of concepts and demos, and our project teams are working with the latest technologies and platforms for forward-thinking clients. Innovation is a key element into why Endava is such a great place to work.
Building great teams is not easy to achieve, but I guess we are doing something right if we manage to attract and retain world-class talent. And if you put on top of this some great personalities, then you'll get a feeling for how working with us feels like. Alexandra knows more about it.
Hi, Wana. Endava has recently ranked #1 in the top 20 IT employers who work for Romania. And we're pretty sure that we're going to have the same results in the other Eastern European locations where we have offices. Why? The main criteria for this ranking was the organizational culture. And this is indeed our main differentiator. Actually, through everything we do, we strive to enable our people to be the best that they can be. So, how do we do this? It all starts with a good balance between career aspirations and opportunities within the company. Our staff are motivated by involvement in complex projects and direct interactions with our customers. Through our Endava University program, we ensure our people have access to world-class training to further develop their skills. We also do our best to create an engaging work environment through team events and socializing activities that focus on the importance of sports or hobbies in everyday life. At the end of the day, it's all about people and how happy they are. And they must be pretty happy since 1 out of 3 Endavians have joined us after a colleague recommended the job to them. Now that's a business card to be proud of. Developing talent is one of our main priorities, and one of the ways in which we do this is through our internship and graduate programs. We have close ties with local universities, we participate in local recruitment events, and we organize open days. All this while trying to attract the top talent for which our Eastern European locations are renowned for.
We know we've done a great job, and our customers are happy when we receive messages like this.
This sounds like a cliche, but it's actually a true story. I used to run a global technology service and used Endava on a very complex, difficult project, which was such a success that it completely changed my attitude to outsourced services. So much so, in fact, that when the opportunity arose to join Endava, I jumped at the chance. And since being here, everything I've heard, everybody I've spoken to, and everything I've seen has told me that I've made absolutely the right decision.
Now you've seen who we are and how we work. To know us even better, why don't you come over and see for yourself?
Hopefully that gives you a flavour for what we do at Endava, and shortly you'll hear a little bit more about what our plans are in Endava for the next few years as well. I'd just like, first of all, to welcome everyone, a special welcome to the Prime Minister, Mr. Gruevski, and thank you for taking the time to join us today. And a welcome to all our guests who've taken the time to be with us today, and to those who are watching us as we're live streaming to the internet, and all our colleagues in Endava around Europe and around the world. And at this point, I'd just like to hand over to our CEO, John Cotterell, to give a short presentation about Endava and our plans for Endava Skopje.
Thanks, Andrew. See if I can work out which way this goes. So, it's so good to see so many friends here, people who played a big part in us getting to understand the IT market here in Skopje, the opportunities that there were to get a property, and to plant ourselves here and to grow. And that was quite a long process for us, and I'll come on to a little bit of the story behind that later. Yeah, we're going the right way. So I'm just going to give you a very quick whistle-stop tour background to Endava, just to set the context for what we're doing here in Skopje and what we want to achieve here. So we're a privately owned business. You can see that we are just over 1,800 staff today, and that our revenues were £64 million in our last financial year, which runs to the end of June. Euros is probably more meaningful for you guys, so that converts to about 86 million euros. And we grew 50% last year and 40% the year before. So we got pretty healthy growth. Our business model is actually to deliver services, which is software development services and so on, to clients largely in Western Europe and North America, using delivery centers based in Eastern Europe. And that's a very successful model. It's getting a lot of traction with some very large clients around the world. On the bottom left, you can see some of the awards that we've picked up over the last few years. Many of these are in the outsourcing space, where largely we've been spotted as a fast emerging outsourcing business. And they're giving us awards because we're climbing fast towards that scale where we're a real global competitor. The areas that we work in, if you look at it from an industry point of view, we're working with clients in the banking and payments space. That's our largest segment. Unfortunately, I'm not able to give you many client names. Virtually all of our clients have confidentiality agreements with us, so we're not allowed to say we work with them. But I can assure you that some of the largest banks in the world are our clients. 5 out of the top 10 are Endava clients. And that's the quality of experience that our clients have and that they expect from their providers. And some of what you can see in the way we've set the building up here, and the way we are going to tackle working with our people, training them, equipping them, is all about hitting that top quality standard that exists across the world. One of the things that I like to think is that we're providing truly top international jobs, as if you were in London or New York, but actually sitting here in Skopje. So if you want to advance your IT career, you don't need to disappear off to the other side of the world. You can come right here to Endava and you can have exactly the same. Insurance, media technology publishing, a couple of other areas that are growing very, very fast for us. And in terms of what we do, all in the IT space, everything from the advisory, consulting type services, right through to delivering and making sure that things we've built keep running successfully. We've got 11 offices today, 3 of whom were opened over the last year. So the new ones are Frankfurt in Germany, Atlanta, PA. If you actually look at our offices in Eastern Europe, this office here gives us our 5th major operation. And you can see that over 85% of our people are actually based in the Eastern European offices. The largest of those is in Cluj in northwest Romania, with just over 600 people. And Chisinau is in Moldova. That was actually our first office in Eastern Europe, and that's heading just past the 300 people mark. Today, here in Skopje, we are 36 people. We've focused a lot over the last 6 months or so on getting the right core team together, getting the right initial projects with clients coming in here, with the expectation that we're going to ramp up to similar levels that we have in our other locations in Eastern Europe. So why did we come here? About 2 years ago, we recognized that we were going to need to keep adding operations that in new cities in Eastern Europe. And we kicked off a program to look at all the cities in Eastern Europe to decide where we wanted to go next. And we started with 40 cities. And we went round all the investment agencies across those cities to ask the questions, the details behind how large the IT market was, how good the universities are, what's the output from the universities, what's the opportunity basically for us to grow in that location. And the guys at Invest Macedonia were actually incredibly helpful. You'd be surprised, not all of the investment agencies were helpful. Given that there's a company actively looking to where they're going to go next. But the guys at Invest Macedonia were superb. And as a result, when we narrowed down, we actually visited 3 cities. Skopje was one of the ones that we came out to, and met a number of the people who are here, both in the universities, in the IT community here, and of course in the government. And one of the things that I was most impressed by was how joined up the thinking is around the IT world across the community here. Once again, you might not think it's that joined up, but when you compare it with the other cities that we went to, there really is an understanding that you need to get the life cycle sorted out. So if you're not training people up in the universities, they're not coming onto the jobs market with the appropriate skills, you're not creating the framework for organisations to come in and provide those jobs. If you don't get all of those things working, it's much harder for a company coming in to see how they're going to make a success of it. And it was very visible to us that all of that thinking had been put in place by the different players, by the universities, by the government, and so on. And that was a big part of what drove us to come here. So, moving on to the new office. This is, we've named it the Carle building. Clearly it sits under the Carle. But one of the reasons for that, aside from the location, is that the name Endava actually comes from the same root. So Dava in Dacian, which is the language that predominated in the Romanian area during the Roman times, Dava means fortress or strength. That's where Endava comes from. It comes from in strength. So actually, here we are sitting beneath the fortress here in Skopje, and it was part of our name. And so that's why we wanted to attach that name to this building. And our desire for this building is that it becomes a place that attracts the best people in IT to come and work for us. The place that they can be very happy, and that's part of the environment that we've tried to create, and a place where they can really develop their careers. And thank you for all coming today to join in the inauguration of kicking this venture off, this building off, together with us. So who are we looking for? We've got 36 people here today who work for Endava. well, 36 who work for Endava in Skopje. There's a few visitors from other parts of Endava as well. We want to see this team grow to over 100 people over the next year or so. And we want to attract people with the right skills. And I suppose one of the reasons from our point of view for doing this conference is so that hopefully you, the press, will tell people out there that Endava is looking to recruit. One of the things that's very important to us though, because we operate in cities that are not the size of London and New York, is we want to put as much back into the communities that we operate in as we take out. So when we're recruiting people, we're also very aware that we want to bring people in, graduates, other stages of their careers, and give them a really, really good training so that we're helping to expand the market as well as clearly drawing people from the market. And it's absolutely core to what we do. It's also good for their careers, part of the reason why we attract them and draw them here in the first place. So that's a very quick overview of Endava. We have taken this whole building. It has space for 400 people, and we are looking to fill it over the next few years, just to be very clear that that is our intent. So I'm going to hand back to Andrew now.
Thank you. And at this point, I'd like to invite the Prime Minister, Mr. Gruevski, to say a few words.
Почитуван министер во владата на Република Македонија, господин Фида, почитуван извршен директор на Endava, господин Джон Cotterell, почитуван директор за испорака на Endava во Скопје, господин Ендри Браун, почитувани представници на Endava, почитувани вработени во Endava, почитувани представници на медиумите, драги гости, дами и господа. Можноста да се биде дел од еден ваков настан, во кој странски инвеститор и официјално започнува со работа во Република Македонија, од секогаш ни представува големо задоволство. Ваквите настани и отварањето на нови работни места во земјата представува најголема сатисфакција за нашата работа. Воедно, тоа е и нов импулс и нова енергија за нашите тимови во постојаните промоции на бизнис можностите кои ги нуди Република Македонија. Таквата работа во изминатите години на Македонија и донесе голем број на значајни странски компании, зголемување на индустријското производство, зголемување на извозот и одлични економски резултати, вклучувајќи и континуирано намалување на невработеноста. Во тој дух, денес и посакуваме успешен почеток. Почеток со работа на уште една странска компанија. Овој пат таа е една од најбрзо растечките компании за IT услуги во Европа и своевиден бренд во својата област, британската компанија Endava. Почитувани присутни, Република Македонија е позната како еден од најбрзо растечките пазари во информатичко-компјутерската технологија во овој дел од Европа, во југоисточна Европа. Таквиот тренд пред се должи на нашите политики и мерки за развој на IT секторот во изминатите години. Потикнување на младите да се образуваат во делот на информатички науки. Отворањето на повеќе нови факултети и новиот универзитет за информатички науки и технологии во Охрид, како и повеќе други фактори и мерки на владата, чекори на владата кои придонесоа Република Македонија низ текот на годините да создаде многу посилна IT заедница во своите рамки. Ваквите прилики, но и добрите бизнис услови што ги нуди нашата земја, беа основните причини поради кои светски познатиот бренд Endava реши да го прошири своето производство токму во Република Македонија и токму со млади од Република Македонија. Основната дејност на компанијата е во делот на информатичката технологија, при што во нашата земја Endava ќе биде една од поголемите фирми кои работат во оваа област. Првите 36 вработени веќе се на своите нови работни места, а според најавите, како што чувме и пред малку, во следните неколку години се очекува бројот на вработени да ја надмине бројката од 400 вработени, зашто, како што кажа и целото нова компанија, веќе е изнемен овој простор со капацитет за 400 луѓе. Верувам дека ваквите најави ќе бидат дочекани со голем ентузијазам од сите дипломирани студенти по информатичка технологија и сите професионалци кои работат во ова поле. Покрај директните вработувања, почетокот на работа на Endava во Македонија ќе значи и многу обуки и пренесување на знаења, искуства и принципи на работа од врвни професионалци кон младите во Македонија. Нашите млади ќе имаат можност да работат за една од најдобрите британски компании во оваа индустрија. Тоа ќе значи дополнителен раст и развој на оваа економска гранка во нашата земја. Користењето на врвната технологија и софтвер на Endava кај голем број мокни мултинационални компании во секторите банкарство, осигурување, малопродажба, патувања, телекомуникацијски компании, медиуми, издаваштво и други сектори, ќе значи и дополнително подобрување на имиджот на Република Македонија. Ознаката Made in Macedonia во придружба на веќе етаблиран и препознатлив бренд како што е Endava ќе ни донесе уште поголема препознатливост како земја во која има големи можности за инвестирање и развој на индустриите од високата технологија. Севкупно, оваа инвестиција има големи придобивки за нас и би сакал да искористам оваа прилика уште еднаш да им честитам на раководството на компанијата за нивниот деловен потфат во Република Македонија. Во светот на бизнисот, добриот имидж и успехот одат рака под рака, а добриот збор на вистина надалеку се слуша. Верувам дека и многу други компании ќе го следат нивниот пример. Тие ги препознаа условите кои ги нудиме и можноста за соработка со државата како партнер која е искрено заинтересирана и целосно ангажирана во обезбедување на конкурентни услови за оние кои сакаат да работат во Македонија. На самиот крај дозволете да честитам и да се заблагодарам на господинот Висар Фида, министерот во владата, за неговиот силен ангажман во процесот на донесување на оваа компанија, кој што практично со подршка на промоторот во Англија, Горан Силјановски, ги водеа сите овие преговори и успешно ги завршија на задоволство на сега веќе 36 вработени, а се надевам и на сите останати кои што наскоро ќе бидат примени овдека во оваа компанија. Ние и понатаму ќе продолжиме со својата неуморна работа, ќе продолжиме да ја градиме и развиваме Македонија, да отвориме нови работни места и да бидеме постојан партнер на бизнис заедницата. Уверен сум дека таквата работа ќе ни донесе многу нови инвестиции и уште поголем број и поголем развој и напредок на Република Македонија. Нека е со среќа почетокот со работа на Endava во Македонија. Ви посакувам многу успех и уште многу успешни деловни потфати. Ви благодарам.
Thank you very much. So now we're very proud of this building. Today is the day when we're officially announcing this building is open. We're very proud of what's been achieved. Our landlords are very proud as well, and they've invested a lot over the last 9-12 months with us in finishing the design of this building and finishing it to the specification that you can see. So now I'd like to invite all the guests to enjoy some food and some drink at the back, while I will take the press on a tour of the building if they'd like to see more about the features. Once you've had a chance to have something to drink, something to eat, please approach any member of Endava staff who will be happy to take you on a tour of the building, or approach me when I'm back and we'll show it off. So thank you very much for your time, and thank you.